Hey fishers, look seriously, I'm pretty pumped about the fishing around the area at the moment. I mean, how good is it when you can slip down to the Murrumbidgee River for a few hours of an afternoon, catch 10 to 15 cod in a boat. It's a bit hard off the bank. You might not get all legal ones, you might get one if you're lucky legal, but sit there with a mate, sitting in a boat, having a chat, talking rubbish, catch fish one after the other. We are in heaven here, I can kid you not. The river is running well, it's perfect tide. It's what's always the perfect tide. It's clean enough, a little bit of colour, but it's all right. Little fishermen are doing okay. Bait fishermen are absolutely slaying them at the moment, and getting cod, yellers, and the occasional silver perch. So it looks pretty promising, I can tell you now. Downstream from Wagga down to Berrinbed, yeah, very good. Upstream, more trouties, but we're getting a good mix of trout cod downstream too at the moment. They seem to come and go, you know, depending on the water temperatures and what have you. But anyway, plenty of activity. Talking to Meso down in Albury, and he tells me the dart's still okay. Got to fish deep. We all know that this time of year, sort of 20, 30, 40, 50 feet. Downriggers are definitely the way to go. Lead line if you're into that sort of thing, and it covers the options really well. Another thing that works all right is old snap weights. They seem to cover the options pretty well. Getting plenty of yabbies, but I must mention too, the best time to catch yabbies down there are after dark. Put your pots in, check them every half hour, 20 minutes or so, you'll get plenty of yabbies. No worries at all. Through the day you get a few, but nowhere near as many. Hume Weir, pretty happy with the Hume Weir. Seems to be reasonably consistent catches of redfin starting to show up now, and some sizable ones as well. Still getting a few, well, they're getting a few yellow belly and the occasional cod amongst them, so that's looking good. They're getting them on the troll, so it's starting to pick up. Downstream from the Hume Weir down towards Mulwala, getting a few cod and yellows in the river, lure or bait, but mainly bait there. Mulwala is sort of quite surprising. There's some sizable cod, a lot of meteries coming out of it at the moment. It seems to have fired up, so it's sort of worth a bit of a drive down there. Surface lure action seems to be better than anything else, so pretty content with that. Old Man Creek, bit disappointed, haven't heard much about that. That's worth really getting excited about. Tumut River, not bad. Happy with the Tumut River, getting some consistent catches out of there, using spoons or anything of that nature. They're certainly covering the options. Nice rainbows, occasional brown drifting worm is good. Blowering Dam, look, it's been tough work on the troll. It's starting to pick up a little bit now. Fishing off the bank with bait seems to be very good at the moment. We're happy with that. Some nice cod, yellers. The redfin really have sort of hit and miss up there, but they're getting a few more on the troll than they have been, so it looks like it could fire up, especially getting close to the next full moon. As the water temperature drops a little bit or cools down a little bit, we'll see a lot more activity on the bigger fish, so keep that one in mind. It's going to be good. Yucca and Tantangra, all a bit on the slow side. The water's a bit warm up there. Going to have to use downriggers, lead line, snap weights, anything of that nature will cover your options, but you're not going to get a lot flatline trolling. Bait fishing at Yucca still pretty good. Scrub worms, bit of power bait, or actually even mud eyes, you can get hold of them, not too bad. Tantangra, look, even the bait fishing's a bit slow there. Mind you, if you go to Yucca, take some yabby drop pots up there too. You might get a good feed of yabbies without too much trouble at all. Wyangler, I would rate that as the hot spot at the moment. It's more consistent than anywhere else. Some good cod and yellow belly coming out of it. Really happy with that. Getting caught on the troll, off the bank with bait, or even casting. So pretty consistent catches. Burrinjuck Dam, starting to get some good reports out of it. A few yellow bellies showing up, a few cod getting caught, and believe this or not, and I haven't seen the picture yet to confirm it, a 56 centimetre silver perch. For goodness sake, I haven't heard of one that big ever before, I don't think. That's huge, but we'll see. Well, hopefully we'll get the photo in, we can post it on Facey. And if anybody's getting real keen, the South Coast fishing all right, all the estuaries are good, so cross our fingers, hope we've got a good week coming up. This is a complete Inglis fishing report for this week. We'll catch you next week. Fisho, something I need to remind you of too, and this has been happening every year for quite a few years, we've got the South Wagga Apex Fisherama in the middle of Wagga, in the lagoon, the Wallundri Lagoon in the middle of town. We're chasing carp, targeting carp, and pretty well that's all you catch there anyway. There's a lot of prizes, smallish prizes, but there's heaps of them. It's a kids thing mainly, but adults will have a great deal of fun down there. There's heaps of big carp in that lagoon. You'll have a ball. Serves a couple of purposes. For a start, it raises a few dollars, South Wagga Apex, so they can give it to local charities. But more importantly, or just as important, get a lot of carp out of that lagoon so we can clean it up a little bit. Now, one thing I do suggest, just squash the barbs on your hooks, because if you happen to hook a turtle or whatever, you don't hook it in 2 seconds flat and let him swim away again, and it doesn't hurt him at all. So that's what I'd suggest. Just pair of pliers, squash the barb, off you go. Pretty darn happy with that. And like I say, rock up down there on the Sunday morning, 17th of March, and you'll have a great time, I can assure you of that. Catch you out there.